The FBI's 10 most wanted list explained. Y'all, be real. If I went on the most wanted list, are y'all turning me in? Please don't. Please don't. Come on, y'all. It's me. I'm a nice guy. Nah, but real shit, bro. I know people's ass drops when they see their name go on this list. Y'all know the leader of Venezuela. Have y'all seen his bounty? Dude, it's like $50 million. So it was $25 million before, and I think it's like $50 million now. Hey, y'all, am I tripping or like, you know what I'm saying? Let's run a bag, y'all. Let's run a bag up, bro. Let's run a bag up. Bro, who trying to get rich, bro? I'm ready, real talk. Like, yo.
We can create a crew, y'all. We can treat it like One Piece.
Yo, this is like the top tier of the most corrupt leaders to ever exist. It's like playing a GTA heist, the dude that owns like the drug empire, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro. How dangerous is Venezuela, bro? Venezuela is considered extremely dangerous with major government bodies including the US, UK, and Canadian. So you can't even say that's fucking just bias, bro. Let me see the scenery though. Hold up, I'm not gonna lie. I might have to travel, bro. There's some nice scenery. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the government and shit, but like, damn, bro. This looks mad cool. Okay, visually it looks cool. I would not want to live in this though. Unless I'm living on that top tower. I'm not living in this game. Just the slums. This shit look like that one Rainbow Six Siege map. But like the actual design looks cool to me. Anyways, let's see this.
Every person currently on the FBI's most wanted list. This is the FBI's 10 most wanted list. It is a rotating list of fugitives that are so wanted by the government that they are literally asking—
Yeah, I feel like they update it like every couple months. They just add somebody new. They're like, oh, this person.
—public for help and offering major cash rewards. When I did a deep dive on the most wanted list a year ago, you guys loved it. And today, I'm going to be doing an updated version of the list. Not only am I going to explain in detail who is currently on the list and why, but I am also going to give updates about everybody who was on the list in my last video and what happened to them today. Now, let's begin. Fausto Meza-Flores. Fausto was born on June 19th, 1982 in Mexico. He is 43 years old.
All right, let's go ahead and guess what drug empire he's a part of. Cocaine, meth, weed. He was born in 1982, so I feel like coke might be a little bit too old for him. I'm just gonna assume fan, actually.
He has dark hair, brown eyes, weighs approximately 160 pounds, and is 5'6". And Fausto is also known as El Chapo Isidro. Fausto is one of the most recent additions to the FBI's most wanted list, being added only on February 4th, 2025. Although this individual is no stranger to crime and has a long history of criminal activity. Fausto is accused of spending the last 20 years flooding the United States with drugs that are extremely deadly and dangerous to society. This list includes fentanyl, cocaine, heroin, and other
He was, never mind. I said a couple options. He said all the above. Like, damn, bro. Yo, like, one is already crazy.
deadly drugs. It's reported
The
that
big
Fausto
three.
started his criminal career as an independent solo trafficker bringing small loads across the border for quick cash. Although today, it's assumed that he is the leader of the Meza-Flores cartel with a massive drug route smuggling millions of dollars of drugs into the United States every single year. According to the FBI—
Bro, the thing that's so crazy, bro.
Hey guys, Tom NFG here. Did you know only half of you guys are subscribed and even less of you guys have noties on? I hate to be a burden, but you know, I really appreciate it if you hit that sub button and the little bell next to it, you know? It doesn't take long. I know you can get mixed up in the algorithm and everything. But yeah, also tune into the streams, you know? We have a lot of fun over there, I'm telling you. We have a lot of parties going on over there. Yeah, that's it, bye. Damn.
Like, no matter how secure the US border is, bro, these niggas always find a way around. They'll do some sneaky shit. There's always a way around no matter what.
Flores cartel is based out of Sinaloa, Mexico, and is primarily involved in the production, transportation, and distribution of these deadly drugs.
Because they're smart.
They're pretty
they're crime
but
smart.
Unfortunately, in the worst way possible.
But then they end up
Like
getting
any
caught
great
for
alleged
doing some
cartel
dumb
boss,
shit.
Fausto is not only wanted for drug charges, but he's also wanted for potential links to other insane crimes such as kidnapping, extortion, torture, and murder. It is believed that Fausto currently resides in Mexico, and he is considered armed and dangerous and an international flight risk. The charges that Fausto are currently facing are the following.
My question is, how many of these people actually get caught like citizens? Probably none. Dude, if I'm in Mexico, bro, I'm staying my ass on the resort, whatever resort I'm in, and whatever area they tell me to, like, oh, just stay in this area, don't go out, I'm not going out.
Conspiracy to
Sometimes
manufacture
they don't
and
check
distribute
cars.
500 grams or more of methamphetamine, distribute 5 kilograms or more of cocaine, distribute 1 or more kilogram of heroin, and distribute 1,000 kilograms or more of marijuana for importation into the United States, use and possession of a firearm. Those charges are insane, and we're only just getting started. And if you happen to have any information about Fausto, the government is offering up to $5 million.
It was him in my chat. It was him in my chat, government. It was him in my chat. 5 mil, bruh. I want to know the people who end up actually getting this money and cashing it in. Watch it not even get paid. Yo, do y'all know the person that like snitched on Luigi Mangione? Because there was this one old lady that like snitched on him. Apparently she didn't even get paid the bounty. So, bro, why would my ass even snitch, bro, if you ain't gonna pay me the bounty, dog? I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not doing this shit for the free ski to
for any information that leads to the arrest and conviction of
would've
Fausto
guessed?
Meza-Flores. That reward is massive, but I doubt it's the biggest one we're gonna see on this list. Let's move on. Giovanni Vicente Mosquero Serrano. Giovanni was born on February 22nd, 1988. He's 37 years old, born in Venezuela, has black hair, brown eyes, and his height and weight are unknown. And he's also known as El Viejo. Giovanni was added extremely recently to the FBI's most wanted list, being added only a few months ago in June of 2025.
Damn.
Although with the list of charges I'm about to read you, it's no surprise he's on this list. Giovanni is currently being charged with international cocaine distribution conspiracy, international cocaine distribution, providing material support to a foreign terrorist organization conspiracy, and providing and attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization. Giovanni is the alleged senior leader of the Tren de Aragua transnational gang, a gang that has specifically been designated as a foreign terrorist organization by the United States government. This gang originated solely in Venezuela, but now has operations throughout all of Latin America and the United States.
Is Venezuela like the Chicago of South American countries? I've been thinking Mexico got a lot of gangs and shit, bro. Everything is just coming from Venezuela, huh? Bro, I hope the people are doing good there, because goddamn, what the fuck? Is there literally a single fucking safe part of Venezuela?
And the primary reason why Giovanni is
Even
on this
worse?
list is because the
Damn.
gang that he is the alleged senior leader of is allegedly responsible for sending gang members into the United States to engage in drug trafficking, human trafficking, weapons trafficking, and other violent crimes. The hunt for Giovanni specifically is actually part of a broader movement in the United States known as Operation Take Back America, which is a DOJ-led campaign targeting cartels and violent gangs that are based in other countries but operating within the United States. And not only is there
Shit, you don't hear no complaints from me. I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, I don't care if the U.S. government sends military and shit to look for these niggas in other countries. I don't want them being in here. Get them niggas out of here.
support from the FBI in this investigation, but there's also support from DEA, CIA, and other international partners. As of today, it is believed that Giovanni is either in Colombia or Venezuela. And if you have any information that could lead to the conviction or arrest of Giovanni, the US government is offering $3 million for your information.
It's kind of lower than
Omar
another one.
Alexander Cardenas. Omar was born on March 23rd, 1995, in Los Angeles, California.
Yo, we got a Gen Z. That's gotta be new, right? Actually, wait, Gen Z is 96 tech. We'll just count him. We'll basically count him. Yeah, I think this is the first one. And he was born in LA?
He is currently 30 years old, has dark brown hair and brown eyes, and is approximately 5'6" and roughly 250 to 300 pounds, which is an insane build. What's more insane are his crimes. On August 15th, 2019, Omar is alleged to have arrived at an open-air shopping center, walked directly up to the window of a barbershop, and fired several rounds into the barbershop via a semi-automatic pistol. And unfortunately, during the shooting, one man lost his life. Although, interestingly, according to the FBI, it's believed that Omar doesn't even know the man that he killed, meaning that he either shot someone he was not intending to kill, or this was simply a
Bro, what was that for? The nigga crashed out over a cut? Did he get a bad fade? Like, what happened? Yo, rest in peace to the person.
random act of violence, likely as part of a gang initiation. Fortunately, there is CCTV footage of Omar walking to the shopping center and slowly waddling away as well. Although, even with this video footage, he has still not been caught nearly 6 years later. According to the FBI, it is alleged that Omar is involved with the Pierce Street Gang in Los Angeles. And it's also believed that his street name is Dollar, likely short for Dollar Menu. In all seriousness though, Omar is currently facing the charges of unlawful flight to avoid prosecution and murder. And
yeah, if he didn't get caught by now, he definitely just left the country. It's so crazy, y'all, because technically in the U.S., you could literally do a crime and you just go to a country where you don't get, like, sent back to the U.S. and then you just get away with it. You know how many niggas do that? They just, like, end up moving on and then they never get sent back to the U.S.?
once again, according to the FBI, it is believed that he has also been involved with other violent crimes as well, further adding to the terror this man has caused. It is reported that Omar often has a beard and also sometimes wears thick prescription glasses.
He also got a double chin.
The FBI also believes that Omar may be in Mexico, but could possibly be anywhere in the United States. To me, it's still shocking that 6 years later, this man that
Holy
killed somebody
build.
in broad daylight on camera is still free to this day. But it's for this reason that the FBI is currently offering $250,000 for any information that could lead to the arrest or conviction of Omar Alexander Cardenas. Alejandro Castillo. Alejandro, or Alex Castillo, was born on November 26,
Oh,
1998.
this is a real Gen Z.
Making him the youngest person on this list, being only 26 years old at the time of
Crazy.
recording. He was born in Arizona.
only 4 years
has
older
black
than me.
hair, brown eyes, is 5 feet 6 inches tall, and weighs approximately 180 to 190 pounds. Similar to Omar, Alejandro is wanted for unlawful flight to avoid prosecution and murder. But in case that wasn't crazy enough, the story behind it makes it even crazier. In August of 2016, Alejandro was working in a Shomar's restaurant in Charlotte, North Carolina. He worked at this restaurant with his current girlfriend Mia and his ex-girlfriend Sandy. At this time, Alejandro was 17, Mia was 19, and Sandy was 23. An investigation by the FBI and Charlotte police revealed that Alejandro actually borrowed and owed Sandy $1,000.
1,000, nigga? Bro, if you're packing somebody up over a fucking band, you're a psychopath. You probably work DoorDash for a week in a good area and make that.
Although this was a debt he never intended to repay. Phone records were able to confirm that on August 9th, 2016, Alejandro had contacted Sandy, telling her that they should meet up so he can pay her the money he owed her. Sandy agreed to meet up with him, and they met at a Quick Trip in Charlotte. And what happened next was genuinely disturbing. When the two met at the Quick Trip gas station, Alejandro quickly forced Sandy to take out all of the money she could out of an ATM, and then it's suspected that he took her car with her in it to a remote location, where he took Sandy out of the vehicle, shot her, killing her instantly, dumped her body in the ditch, and then stole her car to flee the scene. 6 days later, on August 15th, Sandy's car was found at a bus station in Phoenix, Arizona, Alejandro's hometown. And only 1 day later, on August 16th, Alejandro was seen on CCTV footage crossing the Arizona-Mexico border on foot to unfortunately never be seen again.
Once he did the crime across the border, he was not getting caught. I'm not gonna lie, especially in countries where like there's like barely any police force or not as much funding as like other countries. Yeah, it's GG's. He's not gonna caught.
To add insult to injury, it was only hours between the time that Alejandro had passed into Mexico and the body of Sandy was finally discovered back in Charlotte. It is believed by the FBI that Alejandro is still—
That's so fucking lame, bro. Dude did over $1,000. Just took somebody's life.
Still hiding in Mexico and is possibly being protected by local authorities. To me, it is just so heartbreaking how seemingly easily Alejandro was able to get away with this crime for this long. However, there is still hope that justice will finally be served. It is for that reason that the United States government is offering up to $250,000 for any information that could lead to the arrest or conviction of Alejandro Castillo. Wilver Villegas-Palomino. Wilver was born in Colombia on October 21st, 1981, meaning he just celebrated his 44th birthday. He has brown eyes, black hair, and is believed to be 5'7" to 5'9" and roughly 190 pounds. And while Wilver may seem unassuming, his list of charges are nuts. Wilver is currently wanted for terrorism in international cocaine distribution.
Oh my
The
God.
FBI has confirmed that Wilver is a high-ranking member of the National Liberation Army, or ELN, and is wanted for his association with the drug trafficking activities of the ELN Northeastern War Front, which is a region that stretches across Colombia and Venezuela. The ELN Northeastern War Front oversees multiple laboratories that produce over 200 tons of cocaine every single year, and this product is distributed globally. It's alleged that the massive profits from these drug operations go directly to funding domestic terrorism, political corruption, and even to subvert U.S. national security and law enforcement interests in the region in which he operates. Like most gangs and cartels, the ELN is not only associated with the production and distribution of drugs, but also with other crimes such as murder, extortion, torture, and kidnapping. That is all also in addition to funding political corruption and funding literal terrorism. The FBI not only recognizes ELN as a drug trafficking and a terrorist organization, but also as an army, specifically recruiting young men that are poor and have no other option.
Bro, I be feeling so sad, bro. Like, imagine this is your life. Like, you're just born into this life. It's a damn shame. There's nothing you could do for real. And then your ass gonna go to prison, right? Deservedly so, I'm not gonna lie. You're doing fucking killing people and shit murders, but it's like, that's just the life they were born with. Nothing they could do about it.
Usually intimidating them with violence, making them feel like there are only two options in life of either being a poor victim or a rich, powerful member of their army. And unfortunately, for many individuals, the story that ELN is selling is appealing, and sadly, typically results in the tragic death of these young men who didn't know any better. The FBI is dedicated to bringing Wilver to justice after his multi-decade-long conspiracy, as well as his involvement in ELN's other operations, which is why, for that reason, he's been on this list since 2020, and the US government is currently offering up to $5 million for any information.
God damn! Holy chop, bro. Wouldn't be too hard to find him. He looks like he orders a Subway sandwich and gets like triple extra mayo. Or something that don't even make sense, like grilled chicken with triple extra mayo. And then gets olives on the sandwich with like some pickle juice on top or something disgusting.
That leads to Wilver's arrest or conviction. But be warned, it should kind of go without saying, but Wilver is considered armed and dangerous. Bhadreshkumar Patel. Bhadreshkumar was born on May 15th, 1990 in India. He's currently 35 years old, is 5'9", and is approximately 165 pounds. He has brown hair and brown—
Why are all these dudes so petite? They're all like short and like skinny as shit. Where's like some fucking Dwayne Johnson looking nigga?
Brown eyes, and he is wanted for the following crimes: unlawful flight to avoid prosecution, first-degree murder, second-degree murder, first-degree assault, second-degree assault, and dangerous weapon with intent to injure. The story of Bhadreshkumar is extremely disturbing, and also rings similar to the story we told of Alejandro, for reasons you'll see shortly. In 2015, Bhadreshkumar and his newlywed wife moved from India to the United States, where they both lived and worked at a donut shop in Maryland. On April 12th of 2015,
Maryland? Yo, I need to know what shop. Bro, imagine I've been to that shop, y'all. Because there's a Dunkin' Donuts near my parents' crib, y'all.
Both Bhadreshkumar and his wife were working the night shift together.
Probably went there.
It was during this night shift when Bhadreshkumar's wife, Palak, happened to take a phone call with her family where she expressed that she wanted to go back home to India. During this time as well, the FBI reported that Bhadreshkumar and Palak's visas also expired, giving them good reason to visit home. However, Palak would never have the opportunity to visit home again. During Palak's phone call to her family, Bhadreshkumar asked his wife to follow him into the back room of the donut shop where he then allegedly stabbed her multiple times to death. And shockingly, as you can see, a lot of this encounter is captured on CCTV. At the time, Bhadreshkumar was only 25 years old and his wife was only
Why would you even do that?
21. And after the horrific event took place, you can actually see Bhadreshkumar walking casually out of the back as if nothing happened. Following this event, Bhadreshkumar left the donut shop, went home, grabbed cash, his passport, and immediately went to a hotel where he stayed the night. He checked into the hotel at 3 a.m. and checked out at 10 a.m. And this was once again captured on CCTV. When Bhadreshkumar left the hotel, he was driven by a taxi driver to Newark Penn Station, where he was never seen again. And after 2 years of searching with no success, the FBI decided to add Bhadreshkumar to the FBI's 10 most wanted list. And since his addition in 2017, Bhadreshkumar has remained on the list, and unfortunately, at large. The FBI is currently offering up to $250,000.
Okay, so this nigga did the crime. The next day he stayed at a hotel, he slept over, then he made it out on a plane. Did nobody check the Dunkin' Donuts? Like nobody walked in the store or something like that and saw her? Because at first, the first thing police do, something like that happens, they take everybody near them and then they stop their passports. They like put it in a pause and they say, oh, this person can't fly. They just did nothing? Wouldn't it smell? Bro, I'm just so lost. Like, how did nothing happen?
$1,000 for any information
Only
that leads
police
to the arrest
incompetence?
or conviction of Bhadreshkumar. And he is considered to be armed and extremely dangerous. This case is another extremely heartbreaking and upsetting case because of how much evidence there is, however, how little progress has been made over the last decade. Ryan James' wedding. So far, we've talked about a lot of upsetting and disturbing and twisted cases, but this one is likely one of the most interesting because of the sheer twists and turns. Let me just get right into it. Ryan was born on September 14th, 1981 in Canada. He is 44 years old, has brown hair, blue eyes, and is roughly 6'3" and 240 pounds. And the list of charges against Ryan are long. Conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute controlled substances, conspiracy to export cocaine, continuing criminal enterprise, murder in connection with a continuing criminal enterprise and crime, attempting to commit murder in connection with a continuing criminal enterprise and crime. Yes, that was hard to say. Ryan also goes by El Jefe, and if he looks familiar, it might be because you've seen him on the literal Olympics. That's right, Ryan competed in the 2002 Winter Olympics.
Yo, there's no way, bruh. Okay, for like whatever, the drug leaders in like Mexico or Venezuela or whatever, that is a smart idea for them because they're like, oh, it's some typical white dude that like played in the Olympics. Of course the police aren't gonna suspect him, and you know, this nigga not getting caught, bro, especially in America. Bro, that's the funny thing too, y'all. What ICE and shit, the crazy thing is, because obviously they're mainly targeting people that look like more Latino, more black, whatever. Bro, do you not think these people, the drug leaders, have thought of ideas like this? Like, bro, they're just gonna go to somebody that's like white or something, and then they know that person's probably not gonna get questioned by ICE or some shit, and then they're just gonna distribute it. So like, you really didn't solve that much for real.
Olympic Games in Salt Lake City and was an Olympic snowboarder. And I guess you could say he's technically still hitting the powder to this day.
That and ICE are just
jokes
racist.
aside, going from being an Olympic athlete to then being the kingpin of an international drug smuggling ring is a pretty interesting career shift. However, Ryan's criminal career is nothing to gloat about. Ryan is alleged to not only run
This
but
looks like a pretty
participate
new
in
photo.
one of the largest drug trafficking operations that routinely ships hundreds of kilograms of cocaine from Colombia directly through Mexico, California, and even all the way to Canada, as well as other states in the United States. On top of running and operating an extremely sophisticated drug trafficking operation, Ryan is also alleged to have been involved in multiple murders linked to the furtherance of his drug crimes. It is suspected that Ryan has been involved in this operation for many years now. However, he was only added to the list extremely recently in March of 2025. Ryan is considered armed and dangerous, and as of today, the FBI is offering up to $10 million.
Holy shit, y'all might have to get this one. God damn. See, the worst thing you could do as a criminal is leaving tattoos on yourself. He left like obvious tattoos on his skin where somebody could point them out if they had a picture.
For any information that leads to the arrest or conviction of Ryan James' wedding. Yulan Carias. Yulan was born on February 13th, 1982 in Honduras. He is 5'5" and weighs 160 pounds and has black hair and brown eyes. And while this man may have a petite stature, his list of crimes is anything but small. Yulan is currently charged with the following crimes: racketeering conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, possession of machine guns, and conspiracy to possess machine guns. But his list of true crimes goes
Conspiracy to possess machine? What does that mean? He just thought like, oh, I may get these guns.
far beyond these charges. Yulan is the alleged leader of the infamous MS-13
Yo,
gang for all of
MS-13.
Honduras. MS-13 is an extremely dangerous transnational gang whose sole purpose is violence. MS-13 MS-13 uses violent acts worldwide to support their prestige, enhance their reputation, and to control and grow its controlling territories. The FBI has stated themselves that they don't understand the end goal of MS-13, and they believe that MS-13's goal is to
Isn't it just drug dealing and making money?
fear to grow in power to then eventually grow into some sort of governmental and
Bro, they ass this is not becoming a country. Is that actually what they think? Bro, every government would just team together and just take it down. I'm not gonna lie, bro, the US will get rid of it in like about a day. It'd be done for, bro. They make a country, let's just say even upping it, like 50,000. That's just really upping it. It's getting taken out.
But that is still unconfirmed.
They
With
think
the
they're the
fear and
Taliban?
reputation of violence
Yeah.
MS-13 has, they're easily able to sell drugs and extort individuals in return for large sums of money to further fund their terroristic activity. And I don't use that term lightly. MS-13 is considered a terrorist organization in El Salvador, and it's likely to be considered that in other places as well soon. With this brief explanation of what MS-13 is all about, it's not hard to understand why the leader of an entire division of this group is currently on the most wanted list. And the reason why America is so interested in Yulan is because, once again, his operations closely involve violent acts that take place on American soil and the mass importation of illegal and
I think it was mainly in Cali, right? Like where it was running around that area.
drugs onto American soil. Yulan has been on the FBI's most wanted list since 2021, and at the time of recording this video, he still remains at large. Which is why today the FBI is offering up to $5 million for any information that leads to
Okay, $5 million for him compared to like, who else got a $5 million? It was the dude in the beginning, right? Bro, I would not feel safe even looking in this dude's direction. I'd be like, oh, fuck. I'm not risking shit. The leader of MS-13, or my ass is scared.
the arrest or conviction of Yulan
That should be way. Yeah, I thought it'd be like 20 million or something.
Cardenas. Although it is noted that Yulan should be considered armed and extremely dangerous. Cindy Rodriguez Singh. Off the bat, that is a name combination you do not hear often. Indian, Mexican. Anyways, this lady was actually
I didn't even think Indian Mexicans existed. Yeah, you just never know what type of world combos out there exist.
captured, which is a massive W, but I still want to mention her quickly, because she's technically still on the list. Cindy was born on January 30th, 1985 in Dallas, Texas. She has brown hair, brown eyes, is roughly 5'1" to 5'3", and weighs roughly 120 pounds. She's also the second woman
Small
in this
as
video
hell.
and the 12th woman
Oh,
ever
it says captured. She got caught. Lame ass nigga.
to be on the FBI's most wanted list.
Chop.
Cindy was only added to the list in June of 2025, relatively recently. However, her crimes date back to 2022 when one of her children, her 6-year-old son, went missing. After lying to police that her child was
Oh no, bro. Yo, there's a spot ready for you in hell, bro, when you kill your kids. Like, that is fucking disgusting, bro. Why would you even do that? I don't understand shit like that. Especially with women, bro, because you have the child in your stomach for 9 months. That's so disgusting.
with her biological father in Mexico,
Evil-ass
police
person.
began to get suspicious of what was actually going on, and Cindy was
Lock 'em up
charged
for
with the
life.
murder of her son. However, before Cindy could be arrested, her husband, and her 6 other children boarded a flight to India and were never seen again.
Wait, she got 6 other kids? So why did she kill that one? I'm so lost. That doesn't even make any sense to me. Like, I would suspect if she killed one, she would kill the rest, but she just killed that one. That's so disgusting.
While boarding this flight to India, it was confirmed that the missing child was not on this flight or seen anywhere at all. While the true circumstances and motivations behind this murder still remain a mystery, and the murder aspect is still alleged at this point, it is confirmed that in August of 2025, Cindy was caught and arrested in India, and has since been extradited back to the United States, where she is facing
I was about to say, if she was gonna flee, why would she go to a country that has export laws? You know what I'm saying? Like, the US and India are fucking allies, bro. Bro, Trump just met with the fucking Indian leader like 2 or 3 months ago or some shit or whatever. Like, they're literally allies. Why would you go to a country where you're obviously gonna get sent back? Extradition, yeah, that's what it's called, extradition deal.
the following charges: unlawful flight to avoid prosecution and capital murder of a person under 10 years of age. With this situation still ongoing, I truly hope that justice is served for the sake of this innocent young boy. Even though Cindy has been caught, the FBI is still offering up to $250,000 for anybody who has information that leads to the conviction of Cindy Rodriguez Singh. Now, even though that is the 10 most wanted list as of now, the video isn't over yet, because I want to give 4 quick updates on people that were on the list in my last video nearly a year ago that are no longer on the
I
list.
think we
So let's quickly
watched
do a speed round.
Or a different
Patel Innocent was on the list in my last video, but unfortunately it was removed from the most wanted list on July 1st, 2025.
Why'd it get
Now,
removed?
this is upsetting simply because he wasn't caught and no criminal justice has been served.
Wait, what? So do they only put people on the list they think they can catch? I guess bro just couldn't get caught. Like, he was already in Haiti. There's no way he was gonna get caught.
In case you're unfamiliar, Patel Innocent is the leader of one of the most dangerous gangs in all of Haiti. And the gang that he operates is responsible for numerous murders of police officers, kidnappings of tourists and missionaries in Haiti.
And apparently, like, he's so fucking powerful there. He just took over, like, I think it was the president or prime minister's mansion or some shit there. Bro, you just see his house. It's crazy. And you're like, what the fuck? How are you living like this in Haiti? And everybody else is just living in the slums.
And other organized crime-related activities. Patel, Innocent, is powerful and extremely dangerous. And unfortunately, he is still on the loose. According to the FBI, he was removed from the FBI's most wanted list because it was determined he no longer fit the criteria. And he was actually replaced with Rodriguez Singh, which I guess makes it a bit better because having Singh added to the list resulted in her being arrested only 2 months after.
So that's probably how they do it, just like based on if they can actually get caught. Actually, no, because some of the people there are probably not going to get caught that are high level. I don't know.
Being featured on the list, meaning that the list at least works sometimes. Alexis Flores was removed from the most wanted list on March 6th, 2025, once again, unfortunately, because it was determined he no longer fits the criteria. As a refresher, Alexis Flores is alleged to have murdered and assaulted a 5-year-old girl in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in the year 2000. He was added to the list in 2007 and was removed only a few months ago in 2025. And unfortunately, this man is still on the loose 25 years later after committing such an atrocious crime. Donald Eugene Fields II was caught on January 25th, 2025, relatively recently.
Yeah, you nigga.
Involvement in child trafficking from 2013 to 2017.
You nigga. Bro, hey, y'all know what they do to people like that in prison. I hope he got the worst of the worst treatment.
Donald was officially added to the FBI's most wanted list in 2023. Unfortunately, he was caught only 2 years later. And finally, Arnaldo.
Oh, they got a dash cam of him? Why is he even driving in the road, bro? If you're on the FBI's most wanted list, why the are you driving?
He was caught only 2 years later. And finally, Arnaldo Castillo was caught on January 30th, 2025, only 5 days after Donald was caught. Arnaldo was added to the list in May of 2019 after he brutally murdered his wife only hours after his wedding. He left her body in the bathtub of their apartment and then fled the scene and was never seen until January of 2025. And ladies and gentlemen, there we have it.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not on it, am I right? Yeah, I'm never gonna be on it, all right? Yeah, man, if you're watching on the tube, make sure you're in the Discord and watch the streams.
Subscribe to Tommy NFG.